time of the Soviet bloc, where a lot of these nations were all together. There were people that moved across into different places that were considered Soviet. And so now we have MARYANYAN and GHARIBYAN here in the match.
2 3-minute periods, Greco-Roman wrestling. Cautions are 2. Passivities are ordered with a parterre. Gives the wrestler a choice to either work it on top or to stay neutral on the feet. You only get a passivity point for the first time your opponent is tagged with passivity. After that, it's just a choice of parterre or not. Early jockeying, some early pummeling for position between these two. Russia in the red, Armenia in the blue.
GHARIBYAN had a brutal match first round. He was up by a bunch against the American wrestler Dalton Roberts, and he got injured at the end of that match, ended up winning and sucking it up to get the victory. But then he had to come back and wrestle Mardani of Iran and lost a close one, 9-8 in the semis, and it was a heartbreaker for him against Ciobanu of Moldova. So he's had to put in some tough matches, and he's had the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, where 2 matches he had to win or he lost really close.
MARYANYAN has had a wealth of experience throughout his years. First passivity point goes to Armenia, so MARYANYAN will go down. He won a world championship in 2018. He was a bronze medalist the year before at the Worlds in 2017. He goes underneath defense, and the referee will issue a restart here with a little more than halfway to go in this first period. What can GHARIBYAN do on top?
With his length, we should expect him to snatch up a lift here in a moment, as he's going to jump to one side or the other. If you watch MARYANYAN's feet, he's really blocking with those feet to try and not allow GHARIBYAN to get to the outside. Great parterre defense there by the wrestler from the Russian Wrestling Federation. Difficult to say sometimes.
MARYANYAN, the son of Armenian parents, actually didn't want to wrestle to start. At age 10, he would tell local media that he would run away from some of the wrestling camps earlier, not wanting to compete. His father would always bring him back, and he talked so much about how important his father was, not just in the sport of wrestling, but the way he approaches life. His father was his main driving force growing up. Has always been known for his creativity, his ability to score points in a lot of different ways. So far, the points have been on hold. Just the one passivity for Armenia. That's been the only nod so far in this first period.
That deep parterre defense that we saw from MARYANYAN is going to pay dividends. Not giving up in going down 3 points and giving up a turn or something larger. As we move to second period, that's going to weigh heavy as we move forward.
I got a feeling he might get a crack at it on top. The two shake hands. Hard-fought first period, mainly jockeying for position. Nothing really established, and a 1-0 lead for Armenia. He started his wrestling career, Gavor GHARIBYAN, at 59 kilos in 2017 before he moved up with the weight change. He's wrestled 63 in several tournaments as well for Armenia, including the individual World Cup last December. Had a real tough go at the European qualifier in Budapest. He lost in the second match, denying him an opportunity to compete for gold in Tokyo. All right, let's see if MARYANYAN can get some offense started.
I also love to watch how they approach the beginning of the periods or the beginning of the match. Some folks get really that stink face on and stare their opponents down. Others are real relaxed with a hug and a high five and, hey, best of luck. This is why we do this. The approach of these different athletes makes you know that there's no one right way.
So many different approaches to it. Whatever internally gets these wrestlers to do what they do. And for so many, there are so many different motivations. That's what makes it fun. All right, passivity coming and an opportunity now for MARYANYAN to work on top.
And right there, you saw the reciprocity. You saw, I thought GHARIBYAN was being more aggressive in that situation, but we had a passive already for MARYANYAN, so let's put GHARIBYAN down this time.
Stepan MARYANYAN from top for Ter. Drives on the right side of the body. Has a pretty good grip on. Trouble brewing possibly for GHARIBYAN. Let's see what MARYANYAN can do with it. Trying to jump his body over to the left side. He had a feeling he was going to get some turns here. He had that really good grip established. He grabs a 3-1 lead. See if he switches sides. He does. Tried to build momentum. Unable to get the second turn, and GHARIBYAN gives up the one, and that is it.
A beautiful gut wrench there by MARYANYAN, and what I loved about that, and you talked about his creativity, he kept his head on top on the gut wrench, but then dove his head underneath for the first turn. When he went backside on the other side, he didn't put his head underneath. He kept it up on top of the back of GHARIBYAN, and that's where you get creative, and the ability to go and do a gut wrench on either side is a real skill. So both wrestlers have 1 point for the passivity point and position. MARYANYAN able to take advantage with his 2-point gut wrench. Let's see if MARYANYAN continues to move backwards, if they give GHARIBYAN another chance on top, and you do see it now. The referee is calling for a passivity. It got white paddled.
Wrist control by MARYANYAN for the Russian Wrestling Federation. 45 seconds to go. Diggs now in on an underhook. Cleared out of there by GHARIBYAN. GHARIBYAN needs a takedown, needs to get some points. Tries a big snap down, but really just poofs on air. Forehead to forehead, 30 seconds to go. Plenty in the tank still for GHARIBYAN. He is coming right at the Russian.
MARYANYAN holding position in the middle of the match, though. He's not backing to the edge. A lot of action by GHARIBYAN, but he's losing, so he's got to have the action. MARYANYAN not backing away. Short time here in the match.
It is going to be another World Championship medal for the Russian Wrestling Federation, Stepan MARYANYAN. Born in Russia's mountainous Krasnodar territory, a strong area for wrestling. Sergei Semenov winning a gold medal at the World Championships the same year that MARYANYAN did. Both hail from that region of Russia, and now it is another World Championship medal, this time a bronze for MARYANYAN. He won the World Championship in 2018, and quite an honor after winning it. He had a chance to